we'll call back to order our regular meeting. We just went through the first reading of on new business number 6 and executive session. We're coming back out. We're going to start with committee reports with Administration IT. Councilman Santos.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The following meetings were attended by staff: the pre-proposal meeting for the night-on-lot RFP, the economic development meeting, a golf course quarterly meeting, and a construction coordinating meeting. They also worked on the city election. They've been working on the fiscal year 2023 budget, meeting 1 preparation for the IT department. They've been really busy with the fiber work all week and rerouting connections, updating software, and for the administration report, there's the budget's the main thing that they've been working on right now. All of their business is routine. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Next, Police and Fire, Councilman Henderson.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The report's a full report. I'll give the highlights due to the lateness of the hour. Under fire statistics, there are 302 calls to date for 2022 for a 2.6 call per day average. Calls for April were 46 calls for 1.8. The chief did notice that did note at the meeting that it's considerably under average for this time of for this month. However, it doesn't seem like there's a reduction in the number of sirens around town for sure. It seems like they're running quite a lot. EMS statistics, a total of 1,278 calls to date for 11.1 calls per day, and in April 224 calls for 8.9. In other statistics, in-city calls were 157. These are totals, 157 and 746 for EMS for a total of 903. And out-of-city calls were 109 for fire and 498 for EMS for a total of 607, and a total of 80 assists with 36 with the fire department and 44 for EMS. There were no significant incidents report. Tower 87 is still out of service. And under events, Chief Wilson attended Bridgeville Fire Company's annual appreciation night, where they, and as a side note, the Bridgeville Fire Department honored Ken Tull for his service and his recovery of the accident that happened last year in their district. Under Seaford Police Department, you'll see the total number of complaints under the 2022 year-to-date column, along with previous years. Under all crimes, there was 188, 18 felony, 38 misdemeanors, 12 violations, with an 86% clearance rate. You'll see the crime view chart, which can be expanded. If you go into the document, it'll be easier to read. Under drug complaints, there was 14 drug crimes, 9 adult arrests, and 5 prosecution decline, 2 search warrants, and unfortunately we had 1 overdose which resulted in a fatality during this period. Under traffic, there were 259 traffic contacts, resulting in 123 citations and 13 warnings, 1 DUI related arrest. And under additional information, driver inattention was the primary cause of the accidents, where you had 8 hit and run accidents and 1 bicycle accident with a total of 26 crashes. You can see the incident chart in Crime View, which is once again is expandable in the document. Under significant events, you'll see a number of significant events that happened where they've actually, let me see if I can't find it, there was, well, I can't, my eyes are a little bit blurry, but I can say that there's been an arrest that was made that they've, do you see that number, that bullet point?
Which one are you referring to?
They made an arrest on a incident for they recovered stolen items from the shortstop robbery, where they've made an arrest.
Yes.
That there was repeated
on
robberies at
420.
shortstop Valero
420.
several months ago, and they finally made an arrest and recovered some stolen items, along with, he's a suspect in other crimes. So
Great work.
that was good investigative work on the department's part. Under administration, the biggest one to note was that there was an interview with the chief, actually the deputy chief, on WBOC, referencing the speed changes on Stein Highway between Sussex Avenue and Figs Road. So that's a little bit more public outreach, and the city's been, want to send out my thanks to the city for pushing that out on social media to advise residents and just Seaford residents and businesses of the upcoming new ordinance, new regulations. And I'll just stop right there. Thank you.
Very well, thank you. Codes, Parks and Rec, Councilman Holland.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. We're still off Parks and Recs. They have prepared the athletic fields for youth and adult sports leagues, and they have set up interviews for seasonal position, and he have hired Nathan Holmes to begin May 2nd. And Parks they are still down one full-time employee, and with it being short-time medical leave, and they have 19 teams for soccer program to begin 4/6, and they have 5 teams for men's slow pitch league that begin 4/13, and they are working on a pickleball clinic. And all the work is routine. That concludes the report for Parks and Recs, and we go to code. Winter inspections are ongoing with 158 complete, and the downstream sewer replacement is in construction for the 7-Eleven convenience store, and all the work is routine. That concludes my report.
Thank you very much. Electric, Councilman McCoy.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'll hit a few highlights. In regards to the crew, they recently dropped the fiber loops for Gary. Nick Moore worked with Gary and Jay Waller on the SCADA system, setting up new points for the conversion of the water towers from serial to IP addresses. They also dug in the conduit and pulled a fiber cable to the water tower on Cedar Avenue. The director had a standardized director's meeting, council liaison meeting, and doctor's appointment. Had a meeting with the contractor and public works director about Martin Farms project. The contractor started the directional drilling in Martin Farms as well. Over the next few weeks, they're going to take down the construction service at 7-Eleven. The contractor should start the directional drilling in the Western Sussex Business Campus and continue to work in Bel Air multifamily. Just to go off the list here briefly, I know it's repetitive, but I think it's worth repeating. Just very proud of the city and the employees and volunteers who worked the city election 2 Saturdays ago. It was great to see, and yeah, just very proud of all the efforts. And that's been my report.
Okay, thank you very much. And finally, Public Works, Councilman King.
All right, thank you, Mr. Mayor. My report has been submitted in its entirety. I'm going to hit some of the highlights throughout the departments. I will start with the Public Works Department. The team is planning for the upcoming cleanup week, which is scheduled for May 9th through the 13th. Work is currently going on to replace the sewer line at the 7-Eleven, and that work is progressing very well. The team continues to work on flushing fire hydrants throughout our city, and they had to replace a hydrant on School Lane. The team installed new speed limit signs in front of the Montessori School with the goal to bring assistance and awareness to reduce the speed for safety. The team installed new water services on North Street and fixed the water leak on West Spruce. Mr. Mears has prepared the 2021 water quality report. The Public Works Department is still down one member. The job is posted and interviews are being conducted. Good news is our seasonal employee starts on May 2nd. I would jump over to the wastewater treatment facility. All is going well. No major equipment maintenance needed. Some of the projects coming up over the next few weeks, they will continue to flush hydrants, preparation for cleanup week. Of course, that'll be all hands on deck. Repair cleanouts on the smoke testing list, and keep the plant up and running with 0 violations. And with that, Mr. Mayor, that concludes my report.
All right, thank you very much. I appreciate everybody's work tonight, long meeting. Appreciate everybody hanging in there, and my congratulations to Councilman McCoy on his reelection. Very proud of you. And with that, I'll accept a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
We have a motion. Is there a second?
A second.
Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Okay, it's unanimous. Thank you very much. Good night.
Wish me a happy birthday. He's trying to keep it.